same time. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Aguilar. Welcome, Mr. Big Fish. Welcome, Alba84789. Welcome, Love. Welcome. And then over here on YouTube, you guys, welcome as well. Let's see. Okay, I don't think there's anybody there yet, but that's fine. Welcome Haley, welcome Juridia, welcome V, welcome TKD, CID, MTZ, welcome Janhai Barger, welcome Two Big Mouths. So we got something interesting here. Beef, it's a pork shoulder blade, roast whole, Boston butt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys what you can actually do with this big bad boy. As you can see, it's 7.55 pounds. So this is something that you can actually just throw in the oven and cook the whole thing. But I like to experiment with it and also experiment with how different types of meat sear on the cast iron, which you guys can see right here. I got Sear Father already ready. Now, before I can do anything like that, I need to find out where this bone goes and if this bone goes all the way, which means that I have to cut this and go ahead and start partitioning it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off these stickers since I already took a picture of it, or at least as much as I can. And if it doesn't allow me to take the stickers off completely, well then I can just go ahead and cut it this way, or at least open it up that way. But I have to hurry up and start getting this done because, oh, you know what? It doesn't even really matter because I'm gonna be freezing the other portions. And then this was also put out today, earlier at like 5 something. So yeah, I don't have to worry too much about it like expiring or anything. So this is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna take our knife. We're gonna go ahead and see. That's the thing though. It's like I almost want to go this way because if we go that way, then I'm able to actually cut where this bone is, as you guys can see it. So, well, what if I cut diagonally? I can do that. Okay, so now we got our cut. And now, all I have to do is just guide the knife properly. Looks like this knife wants to just go everywhere. Alright, whatever. I ain't worried about it. After we're done here, this bag is going to get tossed anyways. So, now that we got it open, I have to figure out where this bone goes. So we have, where was that bone? Oh. Or was it on this side? Oh, yeah. Okay, so the bone is here, which means that if I'm going to cut, it's going to have to be right here in the center of it, which means that I can actually take sectors off of it like this, create little pork chops, maybe even save another piece for something else in the future. And then everything else here on this side, I can actually work with it. I'm guessing probably as like cushion meat or something like that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off from this side because that's where the bone is. And then from there, we're going to go ahead. See where the knife is? That's actually where the bone is. So I want to go ahead and avoid that bone specifically, or actually go around the bone. So if I start off at this location, we actually have some pretty nice, decent sized chops going on here. And then I hate the fact that my knife is not sharp at all. So I literally have to manhandle the meat. But that's fine. I mean, when don't I manhandle the meat? You know what I mean? But I'm actually glad to find out that when it comes to this, that bone is only in that specific sector. So if that's the case, then the rest of it should be pretty cushiony, as you can see. Uh-oh. I accidentally cut a hole on the bottom, so I'm gonna go ahead and slide me through a paper towel. There we go. All right. Let me go ahead and rinse my hands real quick. Okay. Gotta check on the rice real quick. Okay, that's going good. Put this lid back on. Put this back over here. And then continue with our pork. So since I've already cut a hole basically into this, I'm just going to go ahead and continue with, you know what? Screw it. I am going to need at least a pair of gloves. And luckily for me, I have some. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now that I got my gloves on, I can actually handle this a whole lot better. Oh, this is a thick boy. You know, this kind of makes me think I should have started with the fat side. But then again, at the same time, maybe it's actually a good idea that I didn't. So this is the side with the bone. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut through that fat. With my not so sharp knife. Oh, come on, you bastard. Okay, perfect. So now that that's been done, we actually can start to see exactly what we're working with. We're working with quartz bags. So I can do stakes. So I think I'll put it this way. Or perhaps, maybe, just maybe, I'll go ahead and move this over. And then from there, if this is the bone, I can chop it here. Oh, that's gonna be a big old piece. Maybe I might roast that, because I feel like roasting it would actually be very, very delicious. Actually, another thing that I can do if I'm gonna be roasting it is bacon wrapping it. And imagine that, a bacon wrapped pork roast. I feel like that's like the pinnacle of indulgence right there. You know, if you know what I mean. Pork on pork. Mm-hmm. Well, what if you were to put pork, like let's say for instance, pork shoulder, something like this, and then you were to line the sides with pork belly, and then after that, wrap the whole thing in bacon. Sheesh. That is insane. That is crazy talk, guys. All right. Don't even pay attention to that crazy talk, because I'll just start mentioning all sorts of other stuff, and then I'm gonna get you guys drooling at your houses. Okay. Hello there, it's Rob. I'm actually partitioning some pork roast. It's actually Boston butt. So as you can see, this one specifically is where the bone is at. So I'm gonna actually save this, because this could actually be good for a stew. Now, whether it's gonna fit inside there or not, that is a very good question to ask, but we're gonna make it fit, I think. Okay, here we go. I might have to force it in here, or not. And I can actually cut this into 2 portions. Right here is where I see a separation line. I'll go ahead and separate it from there. Yes, I found the bone. So then I just go against the bone and voila, 2 pieces now. Now, for sure, this piece would fit inside there nicely. I don't even know how I was thinking I was going to fit that other piece in there. What? That is a big piece. I thought these were quart bags. They are quart bags. Oh, my bad. I was actually actively thinking about whether... Never mind. That is it's a fail on my part. However, I did get 30 or 50 of them for $2.99. So did I really fail? Probably not. Also, thank you, Apex Apexical 56. And yes, I can if you're still there. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and open this up. The rice is going good. We just need to wait for it. Now, this one right here specifically, I can pretty much cut it up into cubes and make, what can I make? I can make pork fried rice. How about that? Hey, I'm doing pretty good, Dingo. How are you doing? Or Dino? Dino Gray? Dino Gray? I'm doing pretty good. How about you? Right now, I'm partitioning this Boston butt into sectors. Each of these sectors are going to be used in some way, shape, or form for future videos. And if you're interested in meat, how to turn meat into a luxury item, and things of that nature, then feel free to subscribe, and I'll show you guys just how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the bottom portion again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some steaks, probably about that big, more or less. And they'll be cut roughly to about this size. Now this portion right here, I should cut it off. I wonder what will happen if I throw it onto the cast iron right now. I guess we'll find out, right? Okay. All right. Oh, thank you, Dino. If you like to cook too, you should actually put some videos out there as well. And let me know when you do so I can go ahead and subscribe to your channel also. Because I could see a collaboration happening if you do. This, well, yeah, I mean, it's the only knife that I have, so yeah. But see, this Santoku knife, it's not very sharp anymore, as you can see. So I actually need to get a new one. But instead of getting a new one, I was actually thinking about designing one. Oh, garden videos, how like gardening, or like jalapenos, or any of that stuff. That smells good. Okay, cool. Because I was actually in the process of working with peppers and stuff like that to make sauces. And it'd be nice to do a collab with you. Like maybe I send you some meat, you send me some vegetables, and then we'll see what we can do, kind of like on a live. And I don't know, create something out of it. You know what I mean? Because see, I don't know very much about like good vegetables. You know, we hear a lot about spinach and various different vegetables that are known, but we don't really know about other vegetation that's out there because it's too healthy for us and they don't want us to have it. So they do what they do. They hide it from us. And then the resources that we actually can look into to find out information about them, it gets banned, it gets removed from the shelves, all sorts of different stuff. And so I want to go ahead and start sharing that type of information. And if you're down for that, we can both do that. Oh yeah, that's producing pretty good amount of that's already producing a good amount of fat right there. I like that. You know, now that I think about it, I probably didn't even need any butter, but it's always good to have it, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna put these into the fridge for now because I do have to squeeze them of their air so that they can go into the freezer. Okay, now I can actually keep this as a piece itself too. And I can wrap this in bacon for sure. Okay, well then, I am liking the thought process that I'm having right now. So you're actually a graphic designer? Oh, how about that? Yes, actually. Go ahead and send me a message on Messenger, and I'll go ahead and see it when it pops up on my message right here. It's David Jesus Barroso. That's David, D-A-V-I-D, Jesus, J-E-S-U-S, Barroso, B-A-R-R-O-Z-O. And that way I can go ahead and send you a picture of not just a knife that I want to design, but also a cutting board. And these are actually going to be designs that I'm going to be putting up on the website when I get it set up. And believe me, Dino, these are opportunities that, well, I'll just go ahead and say this. They don't come around unless you express yourself freely. And just like how we're expressing ourselves freely right now, it's one of those opportunities to actually advance ourselves in some way, shape, or form by actually encompassing the charisma that's necessary in order to become somebody great, right? Oh, you don't have Messenger? Do you have TikTok or do you have Instagram? All right, and then everybody that's over here on TikTok, how are you guys doing? Sorry, I was kind of ignoring you guys a little bit, but just interacting with fans and stuff like that. And if you guys also comment, you know, I'll answer to you guys too, you know? Okay, so this one right here. Oh, I so wish I had a sharp knife. And I mean, I've had plenty of opportunity to get one, but I've been busy building the LLC, trying to get everything that I need for it, like business license, seller's permit, all sorts of different stuff. And it's actually taken me about 6 months to get all of that going, which it was pretty interesting because, you know, there were points in time where I was just like, lag here, lag there, what else, you know? But I just kept to the craft, kept doing what I do. All right, there we go. Okay, so Yeah, I'll leave this off to the side because me and Papa can't eat that. Okay, so here. Maybe I'll move that out of the way. Oh, my dull knife. My dull knife. And you know what? Actually, aside from designing a knife, I actually had it in mind to go ahead and sharpen this one. And I was already in the process of getting myself a knife sharpening kit. But with the process of everything, you know, having or building the LLC and all of that, I just really haven't had the time. Like I literally have not had the time to sand down my cutting board, my wood, my acacia. I think it's acacia. Yeah, acacia wooden cutting board, and then I even have the conditioning oil right over there on my desk, and I've just been way too busy. You know, since Valerie had that back tire popped by a bolt, I've been having to spend more time walking again. So whatever powers that be out there, they want me to walk, because no matter what I get, whether it's a scooter, a bike, a car, something always happens to it. So I have to be strategic with all of that now. And my idea is this: if I was to hire a chauffeur, do you guys think that chauffeur would be affected by my misfortunes? Or would he have his misfortunes and basically I'd be like being chauffeured by his energy? You know? What do you guys think? You use a rock? Well, you know, I'm actually going to be coming up with a couple of other videos here in the near future showcasing the design for the knife and the design for the cutting board. You know, I've shown a lot of different people and they were all like highly impressed by it. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, I'll toss you in here too. Okay, so we got our pieces here, but we do need another piece. Will fit in there? Probably not. Either way, I'll probably take a smaller piece from here. What do you mean, like this? Because I've tried that before too, and it ends up hurting my finger. But if I had a sharp knife, then none of that would even be an issue. Oh man, this Boston butt is kicking my knife's ass. Okay. You know, one thing that I've learned too when it comes to meat is that sometimes it's a lot easier when you freeze it, or at least chill it for a little bit. Then it has the ability to cut more cleanly. See, with soft meat like this, I need to have that sharp knife. And that's something that I unfortunately don't have right now. Okay. 77 degrees in here. I think this rice is done, or just about. We're just gonna go ahead and put it on low, very low. Cool, so that rice is just about done, which means that I should get to hurrying with this. Let's see, I'm noticing that it splits right here. So I can leave these as big chunks. And then I'll figure out what to do with them later. Okay, so go ahead and flip this. I'm thinking that for that, I want to go ahead and make a chew of some kind for Papa. I do know that once I cook it, I actually have to dehydrate it and get rid of the water in order for it to get hard like it should in terms of like a jerky and stuff like that. And the only way that I could think of was probably in the oven. And also, let's see, what have I learned about meat? That's a very good question, Dino. What have I learned about meat? Let's see. Firstly, not all meat is the same. And especially when it comes to beef, not all beef is the same. When it comes to meat specifically, I've actually learned quite a few things when it comes to what meats should actually be, well, sought after, and which meats could actually be upgraded. Well, firstly, I found that a ribeye can actually be dry aged to perfection, but that's not the only thing though. A brisket can actually be dry aged as well. And so, if I think about it from the perspective of what have I learned about meat, well, I've learned that it doesn't matter what kind of meat you use, all meats can be turned into luxury. And it's all in how you prepare it and your motivation for doing what you're doing with it. And what the thing that I've found is that if you have the passion for it, you'll find ways around whatever issues you have. Okay, so there's that. And then this, I can actually save that fat. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and put this one in here too. And then I need another for these pieces here. Yep, and we have successfully cut down a giant Boston butt. The two parts of the brisket, actually, no, would you care to, or would you oblige me in that information? Because I very much feel that I can learn a thing or two from that. I mean, I also assume that you have parents that know about meat. So, yeah, I'm willing to learn. Ah, okay. We'll see, and that's where the dry aging process actually helps it out quite a bit. Sure, you know, you have the outside that crusts over, but the inside stays nice and soft. And back in February, I had what was his name? Gary. Yeah. Huh. I had Gary, who was at dry aging brisket, who ended up going in for 28 days. And after that 28th day, we brought him out. We ended up cooking Gary, and Gary was fantastic. See, the thing is, people couldn't tell the difference between that and carne asada. So, oh, that's pretty crazy, Dino. You know, that's pretty crazy that you're the type of person that's actually curious about meat and learning everything that you can about it. You know, I too have learned by myself. Well, technically, I wouldn't say by myself. It was me and ChatGPT who we started talking about meat, and I started doing all sorts of little experiments with bacon, fat aging, dry aging, cast iron on things that don't even need a cast iron, like pork loins, right? Instead of you doing the pork loin in the oven, you chop it down into slices and you can make chops, you know? So that's the stuff that I was on. And then eventually, that's where Thermobro showed up. And I believe he's on the thermostat right now. Yeah, I'll put you. Probably should have seasoned it, but I'll season one side heavily. Okay, so I just want to show you guys. It seems to be with just bacon, but it seems to be that not just bacon. You got 77 right there. That's Thermobro in the Luxury Meat Warrior lore. And Thermobro, he's always there to set the tone straight for whatever the energy is. So right now, I know that I'm good. I know that I'm just chilling. There's really nothing to worry about. So, cinnamon. We got organic ginger. And Nick, actually, is that the guy that calls himself the meat guy? Oh, over this last, since June, almost 2 years now, I've done a lot of different experimentation with cooking, specifically steaks, but I have been trying to expand into other territories, like pork, for instance, pork bellies, more bacon stuff. What else? Lamb, bison, venison, all sorts of different stuff. If you look into the channel, you'll see all sorts of different videos that I've already created that showcase all of these different meats that I've talked about. This one actually looks pretty good. Yeah. I'll think about that later. Okay. Yeah, that okay. So then who is this other guy? Like what's his forte? Like what is he known for? So one thing that I want to show you guys is the more air you take out, the less your product will actually be freezer burned. So if you have any way to like remove as much air as possible, do it. It also prevents oxidation. So I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but sometimes I'll put meat or pork or whatever into a freezer bag like this, and then I take it out, and somehow it still turns a little gray. So I've come to find out that that actually happens less and less when you can take all of the air out of the bag before you put it into the freezer or the fridge. Oh, a vacuum sealer. Oh yeah, start posting cooking videos, man. I'm pretty sure that I can learn a thing or two from you too. Perhaps maybe you've gotten into certain bits of information that I haven't gotten into, and we can all learn a thing or two about that, you know? All right, so that's there. Oh yeah, I have to cut these ones over here too. Okay, so there's the bone one. And then here is, I'm gonna save this one for tomorrow. I'll keep it there in the fridge. Now it's time to check up on our pork. All right, we turn up that heat. And now it's time to check up on our rice that is screaming at me because it felt forgotten. And actually it's quite perfect, to be honest. I'll go ahead and show you guys. So this is our pork. And that's our rice. And yeah, I know my stove is a little dirty, but it's because I haven't cleaned it in a couple of days, so bear with me here. Now, I am going to clean it probably tomorrow morning because I have Jason from the VA coming over, and we have a couple of things that we're going to discuss and that we're going to speak on, and then from there, he's going to take off, and I don't know, I'll probably see him in like 2 months from now. Just for those of you guys who are curious, Jason is the my point of contact through the VA homelessness housing. What's it called again? I think it's a homeless housing project or something like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he does other things too, but yeah, it was him that actually got me into this place here. And so long as I've done everything that I've needed to do, I haven't had any trouble. Also, okay, just so you know, your channel is not only garden stuff. You've been testing what works out with the algorithms. So, don't even worry about that, man. Don't even worry about that. Experimentation is good. I, myself, would encourage you to continue experimenting with all sorts of different stuff and testing out different hybrids and stuff like that, you know? Okay. The rice. Okay, for this, I need to get this knife. So we can go ahead and start separating the rice pellets. Okay. I feel like this is actually going to make a very good treat for Papa. If I just keep it like this, where I just leave it as fat, and he has a chance to be able to like chew on it and stuff, I feel like that'll go good with it. Let's see, when you season the rice, put butter and pepper, salt. Yeah, I know. That's actually the next thing that I need to do with this. Butter. Okay. What am I gonna season? Some pepper. Oh, you know what? That's what I forgot for the pork. Some salt. Oh, and by the way, I use Redmond's real salt. And this is fantastic. If you guys have not tried that yet, I suggest you do. And it's actually probably one of the more natural salts that you guys are going to ever have in your lives. If you guys have had that in the past, then go ahead and hit that like button. And then also let me know what you think about that ancient fine sea salt. And if you feel like there's other alternatives that you would probably go to if you ever found some, or what you might actually think about in terms of like a possibility, in terms of all of that. Alrighty, so, normally I would use other seasonings, but since I'm cooking for me and Papa, I have to be careful of the alum. So like garlic, onion, shallot, and various other different types of vegetation that has alum in it. So for the meantime, yeah, there's some times where I go out of my way and like I'll get really, I guess you could say, inspired. And then I'll go ahead and, cook Papa whatever he's gonna eat. And then I end up throwing onions and all of that into my stuff as well. Like this no salt seasoning is something that I'm gonna be throwing into my rice or my pork. I'm not exactly sure which one I'm gonna do. Bro, have you been hearing about what's going on with Walmart lately? And then also, I'm not very much of a Walmart shopper, especially with all the shady stuff that they've been doing. So, I try to stay away from Walmart specifically unless I have to go there, which thank God I don't really have to. Target, huh? I haven't shopped at Target in a while. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that. Okay. I want to make sure that these are nice and soft and juicy, so that's why I'm doing it low and slow, mostly. Although I do gotta turn it down. Actually, I gotta turn it up so I can get that sear. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and mix our butter with our rice. This should help the rice to separate at least a little bit. And the butter will actually start to absorb some of that water. Now, I do have a nice little surprise for us. And guess what? 2 a.m. for you. It's 12:52 over here, so 1 o'clock. That means that you're not too far ahead of me in terms of time. So, I ended up getting some Cabot Creamery Gouda. And so this is going to go into the rice. I'm going to go ahead and mix it right now. And you know, Papa actually ended up liking this rice. I mean, this cheese. So I'm fairly certain that he's going to like it overall. And he's a big fan of bacon too, so fairly certain that he would be a big fan of that. Okay, I need to shift all of this way. Oh, I probably should have gotten big burka for this. Okay. We'll go ahead and flip. You know what? I'm going to have to cut that tail end there. So I can get a better render of it. Okay. Yay, that means that I can actually throw this one in here now. Gotta make sure that I throw it fat side down. So we can go ahead and get all of that stuff going. Okay, perfect. Oh, I do need a little bit of background. Okay, alright, see. Yeah, it's a nice sear. I want to make sure that I keep it juicy though. So right now I have it on high. And as soon as both sides get that crust, then I'll go ahead and put it low and slow. I'll take that big old piece right there. That's Papa's treat, I guess you could say. And then the rest will. But I do gotta mix this right. So while that goes on, I'm gonna go ahead and put the top on so that the heat can actually melt that. Woo! Gotta drink in some water. And I gotta get Papa some water too. Oh. Don't worry, Papa. I'm gonna give you some water right now too. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. That's fine. All right, Mr. Papa. Some nice cool water for the pups. Hot in here, so. All right. So now I can actually get rid of this. Yay! I feel like that's already done. So what I need to do is I need to clean this counter. So I'll go ahead and put this here. See, here's a good question. What kind of person sears Boston butt on a cast iron? Yeah, that's true. You know? However, I've worked with crowded pans like that. See your father? He does a very good job. All right. So this right here is going to be Papa's treat. So this here is, there's some meat on it, but I guess the majority of it is fat. So he's gonna have something nice to be able to chew on and, you know, do all that stuff. And I can actually chop it up into pieces too if I want to give it to him as a snack. here. Put that there. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. Actually, I could probably move this over here. Move this over here. Yeah. Get this over here. That way. And have a chance to render all this fat. Alright, so now we wait. And we check on our rice. Yes, do it. And go ahead and leave your link right here in the comments. That way I can go ahead and click on it to check out your stuff. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at that. Oh man, that is melting quite nicely into it. All right. I just want to show you guys real quick. Look at that. Mmm. Cheesy rice goodness. So now I want to keep that warm. Almost. And that's a good one right there. Oh, look at the crust on this sucker. Kind of almost reminded me of chicken. But that is a fantastic crust we got going on there. Yes, tag me in the video, please. That would actually be a whole lot better. So as you can see, I went ahead and took the piece that I put in last towards the right side end of the stove, because this is where we get that nice crust and that nice sear. I don't know why, but my stove is kind of like crooked or something, or I don't know, maybe it's just the metal things, but I'll have to knock them back into place at some point in time. However, now I just gotta go ahead and let this sear. What I am going to do is I'm going to take some of this pork fat and just drench it all over the pieces that are already almost done. And I'll go ahead and take some of it and toss it into the rice too. All right. Oh, this is looking fantastic. Ah, yeah. That is fantastic. So we are actually ready to take some of these off. This one specifically, fantastic. This one too. And just so you guys can see, fantastic crusting. You can even hear it too. Ha! That's perfect. So, oh yeah. Making steak, perfect. My favorite thing. Huh. What kind of steak are you gonna get tomorrow? I mean, today. I want to taste this cheesy rice. Mmm. 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 Oh yeah. Oh. Oh. My hunger just hit me so bad right now. The beast is coming out. And then also, what I'm gonna do to deglaze the pan is use some of this apple cider vinegar by Bragg's. And even just having a little bit of apple cider vinegar on a daily basis is good enough to positively impact your gut biome and your overall health. Like for me, and also make sure to go with the one that has the mother, because the mother, I believe, is what is actually the aspect of this that helps it to bring your gut back into balance. I'm gonna go ahead and take me a little shot of this. Oh yeah, that's a nice sear. This is done too. I'll go ahead and put that over there. Okay, one more base. And there's piece number 3. That one's gonna be for Papa, of course. And now we go ahead and use some apple cider vinegar. God, I love that. That's never gonna get old. Hearing that sizzle. Hearing the sizzle of or any type of vinegar deglazing the pan is about the same as hearing any steak sizzle. Ooh, sirloin steak, huh? Yeah, A5 Wagyu. Yeah, you know what? I feel exactly the same way as you do about that. And you know, I want to get myself some A5 Wagyu too. In some way, shape, or form. I'm gonna get it. Also, you know, you have rosemary and thyme, but those are too cliche. So I'm gonna have to look for some other herbs and spices that you can throw into your steak or on inside your cast iron to go ahead and simmer with some fat, and you'll see how that changes the game. I would probably start with Japanese Wagyu. I mean, if you're gonna go for any type of Wagyu, why not go for the actual good Wagyu? You know? Oh, beef tallow for sure. You know, as you can see, I didn't use any butter for this pork. Probably should have, but it has its own fat, so I really don't need to, you know? And then right now with this reduction sauce, once I put it all over it, it's gonna be fantastic. Okay, actually, speaking on that, what I should be doing is already prepping the plate. So I grab my plate, I dry it, then I set it down. Oh, this turned into cheesy goodness. Look at that. Mmm. Don't want to serve me too much though, because then I'm going to get food coma and pass out. Which, I mean, I guess at this point isn't really all that bad of an idea, because, well, even if I just pass out with food coma, at this point, you know, I already accomplished pretty much everything that I wanted to do in the day. So, I don't have to worry too much about passing out directly after. So now we're going to go ahead and get to cutting the meat. I'm going to go ahead and start off with Papa here. I'm going to go ahead and chop it into thin slices. Look at that. Perfectly cooked. Perfectly juicy. With a nice hard crust on it. The crust's so good, my knife almost doesn't want to cut through it. Alright, so we'll get these pieces. Go ahead and put in Papa's plate. And then I'll go ahead and cut this one because this one is for my plate. And then, it looks like Papa gets a little bit. There you go. Oh, he's going to town on it already. Bro didn't even wait. Look at him. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Keep going. All right, so okay, so now go ahead and chop this one. Okay, so I'll give these pieces to Papa. And then these ones will be for me. There we go. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for, right? There we go. Ta-da! This is gonna be so delicious. Okay, I need to get a fork. Now, as for that fat, I think I can save it, but since I already put vinegar into it, I don't think I can. But that doesn't really matter too much now that the food has been made. Okay. Now, yeah, cool. Now it's time to eat. Move this on over. Fork. I'm gonna bring you guys over first. Put you guys right here. Perfect. And Gotta grab the washer. Oops. Which we got right here. Move this over here. All right, so I know it's a little bit crowded over here. You know, what if I put this up here? You know, maybe move that there. And there we go. Okay. And then it's only 78 in here, so that's fine. Especially since out there it's freezing. Yeah. You want that extra warmth. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's try the rice. Oh. I'm missing one thing. Where's that knife? Where did that go? Alrighty, here we go. I have brought sambak oelik to the field. Sambak oelik, use spice. Mmm. Mmm. Super effective. Mmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, interestingly enough, I figured that I would get some sambak oelik because I wasn't exactly sure whether I wanted something spicy with the pork or not. And I'm actually glad that I got it. It's perfect for the pork. Oh, yes. Oh, this is magic to my mouth. Mm. Mm. Oh. Mm. Oh. This is so fantastic. Oh, yes. Mm. Mm. You're right, Dino. I would say if you have the need to go to sleep already, go ahead and do it. Always trust your body and what it's trying to tell you, okay? Mine was telling me that after a day of donation, pork. So, that's why I got that Boston butt. Now, I could have gone with the bigger one. There was a I think an 9.89 pound Boston butt, and then I guess another one that was like 8.1. This one specifically, it was 7.55, and I ended up going for that one because here on Saturday I'll be donating again, and that's another 60. And my idea was that because I get paid on Monday, I don't really have to worry too much now about picking up meat for the next week because I already have pork. And after Saturday's donation, I'm not really like planning to do any more donations for a little while. So I feel like it's going to work out. And then while I have this Boston butt and I'm preparing it in different ways, I'll hit up the gym really, really hard. So how many of you guys out there go to the gym? If you guys do, go ahead and hit that like button to let me know. Or hit your boy up with a follow. Either or. Don't matter. It's so delicious. So juicy, so soft. But I already feel myself starting to get full. Hold on. Okay. That works a little better. Boston butt. If you guys ever head on to Vaughn's and you see one of these, pick it up. It's so fantastic as a chop, you know? And when you render the fat slowly, not only that, whatever fat you do have, if you put anything spicy into that fat will still absorb it even after you've cooked it already. Yeah. There's other places too, like Albertsons, Pavilions. Those are all Vaughn's related. So at any point in time that you see any of those places, go in there. Those member prices, bro, that's how you get those premium cuts. Or you get the cuts that you can turn into premium cuts by using tallow, storing it in there for like 20 days, 30 days. I did it specifically for 77 days with the tri-tip, with some duck fat, some bacon fat, and I think it was dry aged ribeye fat. And OMG, that was fantastic. Actually, that was Larry the tri-tip. And if you go all the way back to February, I think it's February, or no, March 16th of 2025, if I'm not mistaken. And you go into my profile, you'll see Larry the tri-tip. And you'll also get to see a couple of the other personas in the meat pantheon. So you got Larry the tri-tip, the first fat prophet. You have Rex and Sheila. Rex and Sheila were both two different sides of a dry-aged T-bone. And actually, Rex had a twin brother who I cooked that night. His name was Tex. So you got Rex, Tex, and Sheila. Sheila was a fillet side. Um, I think it's called the fillet side. Yeah, the fillet side. And Rex was the other side. So as it turned out with Sheila, I had to like coax her into position, which means that I actually had to tilt the jar just so that she would fit in there perfectly. And that's when I knew that that specific cut would be a female, and I knew that it would be Sheila. Well, actually, the name Sheila just came right after that. So there was that. They were aged for 150 days, if I'm not mistaken, in a dry ager. And then from there, I aged them. Wait, no. They're aged for 64 days. And then I fat aged them for another 88 days. And bro, fat aging and dry aging, a specific cut of meat, the time and the patience that goes into it, it's insane, but I'll go ahead and say this. It was very well worth it. Very well worth it. If you guys ever have the chance to pick up a dry age cut and then age it in fat, you guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Oh. Oh. Huh. He just whispered his name to me right now. His name is Barry. Barry the Boston Butt. Oh, yeah. All right, you have a good night, Dino. And go ahead and link me in that video. Or rather, link me in any one of your videos. And I'll go ahead and check out your content, okay? So you have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Oh man, I'm already getting full. Wow, but this is too good. The crust, perfection. This is so good. And I'm actually glad that I used the apple cider vinegar, because it did something. It added like this specific type of like tart flavor to it. Fantastic. So if you guys are ever curious, try some apple cider vinegar in your pork. That's going to be fantastic. That's where it's at right now. This is so good. You're almost done, David. You're almost done. It says man versus food challenge right here. I don't know if my stomach can hold any more though. And thank you for the likes over here on TikTok. Very much appreciated. And also thank you for the likes over here on YouTube. Very much appreciated too. And you know, I've been wanting to put recipes out there, but I found that really the only thing that I can do is just describe what I'm using and post it as a picture or as a video. on YouTube, just or TikTok, showing the process of what it is that I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I feel like that's the best way because I'm not like, I guess, most other chefs out there that tend to weigh out their salt and weigh out their pepper, or um, like find out how much salt or how much pepper they're using or how much of any seasoning they're using for that matter. And I like to go by intuition, or like by the intuitive faculty. And this is actually a pretty classic example of what happens when I do that. Alrighty, Dino, you go ahead and have a good night, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and check out your channel, all right? And I'll let you know what I think. I'll go ahead and comment on some of your videos before I go to sleep. And yeah, let's see. You know what? Okay, I'll tell you this. If your parents know nothing about meat or anything about how to make great tasting steaks or great tasting anything for that example, we need to bring them into the Luxury Meat Warrior fold, which means you have to go ahead and let them know, hey, you know what? I've been watching this channel. This guy has been making meats for a while. And he says that they should learn how to do too. Or he says that you guys should learn how to make good steaks too. Then they'll probably come check out my channel, do all of that. And maybe it might actually help to convince them within themselves that they should start cooking, right? And then that's something that you can actually share as a family. What do they call it? A family event. So just wanted to go ahead and drop that by before you log off. I mean, you don't have to, but just keep that in mind. And who knows, maybe we can have your parents making some really, really good food for you in the future instead of you doing it for them. Okay. That explains it. So your dad's a BBQist? You're a seerist? And your mom's a baker? Damn. You know how delicious an 8-hour smoked brisket inside of an empanada would be? Bro, you're sitting on such a large golden egg right now, bro. That's good. And you're actually sitting on a very, very large gold mine right there, man. Like literally, you're the goose with the golden egg. And you need to do something with that. Especially if you start off young as you are right now. Ooh, 18-hour brisket? Oh my God. Ooh, that is fantastic. That actually sounds really fantastic. I'm going to do some research, okay? And I'm going to look into seeing whether a dry-aged brisket can be smoked for however many hours are necessary, right? And so, that's funny. The AI says a chef describes his dry-aged ribeye recipe. Thank you, TikTok. I didn't really consider myself a chef, but I guess, I guess self-taught. I'll take it. I'm not going to fight it. And then also, back to you, Dino. That brisket idea, fantastic. So I'm going to find out whether a brisket can be dry-aged and then also slow-cooked and smoked. And then I'll get back to you either in a new video if you're able to see it, or I'll comment on one of your videos, the information that I find, and then that way maybe we could do a collab, like me Your me, your dad, your mom, and whoever else you know that does cooking. And then also for you out there on TikTok, if you guys also cook, you guys do bread, you guys do whatever, hot sauces, guacamole, salsa, let me know. Subscribe, hit that like button, do all of that stuff because we're all gonna do great things together, okay? And do be prepared, guys, because once I have my dry aging mobile, I'm going to be traveling around the country, and I'm going to be hitting up all of the cities that you guys live in, and all of you are going to get to taste a luxuriously made steak. All right. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Let me look into that as far as like the brisket and stuff like that goes, because if we go with something that's a little bit shorter on the dry age spectrum, like let's say for instance lamb leg, then we can take that lamb leg, we can dry age it for I think the most or the optimal time is 15 days, and then you take that lamb leg after 15 days, just toss it into the smoker and just let it go. You know? Let it do its thing for those 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever, right? Until it just falls right off the bone. Let me look into that, okay? And then from there, thank you for all these likes, man. You guys are awesome, especially you, Ileana. Man, you're gonna make me fall in love with you. And then you're gonna taste my steak, and then you're gonna fall in love with me. Jeez. There's gonna be that self-feeding loop and everything. Yeah, come on. Oh yeah. So yeah, let me find out information about the dry aging of a lamb. And you know what? I'm actually going to post ideas of that because right now the only thing keeping me from being able to dry age anything is the fact that one, I'm in this apartment here, which doesn't really have very much space for anything, and two, the fact that I don't have the space makes me not want to get the dry ager, so I need to move in order for that to happen. Now, that's the whole reason of why Divination Nation has become an LLC. I want to sell cast irons. I want to sell aprons, oven mitts, and cast iron handles. My stepmom, she actually makes the handles for cast irons and stuff like that, so that you don't have to use oven mitts. So whether it's oven mitts or the cast iron handles, it doesn't really matter. You can get either one. And also other things like utensils, the knives that I was talking about, cutting boards, and all of that. And that's all going to be on the shop once I actually have that going. And I don't know, for TikTok, I might actually put it on the TikTok shop. I kind of, I'm trying to figure out like how I want to do that, right? But that's going to be here in the near future. I think here in this next month, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start stocking up on various different items. So like, for instance, mason jars, labels, maybe a vacuum sealer. That way I can make marinated cuts, and a fermenting jar, because I want to get back into fermenting salsas again. You like fermented salsas, Ileana? Awesome. Awesome. All right. So that actually motivates me to go ahead and get these hot sauces on the market. So, yeah. And then you know what? Okay. So this is one thing that I want to let you guys know about. Before I did want to go on the IPO, and go ahead and put the business on the stock market once I start to get income and all of that. But you know what though? One thing that I found is anytime a corporation or a company goes on the stock market, and the stocks and the dividends that they pay out are the number one focused on aspect of it, that's when companies start going out of whack. That's when you get all sorts of guardrails and stuff like that with ChatGPT. That's when you get the guardrails with Google. That's when that's when you start to experience the the lags and stuff like that. Like I feel if if I can explain this, um, hold on, let me find the right words. Let me see. So because yeah, no, and then that's actually why I'm saying go ahead and talk to your parents, because if your parents are around 40 or whatever, we'll all get along fine. You know, of course, one thing that I also want to let you know specifically is that if a person has a passion for something and that person really wants to push forward with that passion, and they actually have the ability to collaborate with somebody who has a pretty decent following, right? If I was a parent and I had a child and they wanted to collab with someone like that, well, first I would check out the character of the person, right? But I would also check out to make sure that they are authentic, that they are who they say they are, right? And at the same time, if they see and they can trust their intuition to give them the insight into not just who the person is, but where they actually see the trajectory of that person that they want to collab with, bro, I would be like, all right, yeah, go ahead. And especially if that other person was like, well, you know what? That other person said that we can all, meet up and talk and stuff like that, or even just, face a video phone call or whatever, if you guys have Apple iPhones, like I'll definitely get on. I'll talk to them. I'll talk to you, because who knows? I might actually learn something from him or from her. Like I can actually learn something from both of your parents. On that note, since your mom is a baker, she might actually help me to be able to put a little bit more flavor into my breads. So there's that. As far as the smoking and stuff like that, I was planning on getting a grill with a smoker attached to it. And I think they're like, what, 149, 169 over at Lowe's. Very, very cheap, by the way. For anybody who's interested in getting a grill with a smoker, go on to Lowe's. You guys will find it very cheap there, as opposed to any other place. And especially Ace. But you know what, though? Ace does have those big old eggs, whatever they call them. So you got to weigh your options. But I very much feel like it would actually be a pretty good thing to just go ahead and like talk to them, let them know what's going on, and if they give their permission, they give their permission. If not, well then you just continue to watch the show, and when you actually get old enough to be able to participate, then you do that. But in the meantime, we'll be able to consistently talk to each other like this and actually share information, share recipes, share advice, like the advice that you were giving me earlier. Perfect. Thank you. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at here. And Luxury Meat Warriors is going to go. The astrology is saying it. The engagement is saying it. Thank you for all those likes, Ileana. you're gonna fuck around and make me fall in love with you. Hey, I'm already like 49, 50% of the way there, right? um, Shit, you gonna fuck around and make me go over there and make some steak for you. Yeah, yeah. Hey, just wait, all right? Just wait. I'm be messaging you and be like, where do you live? I'm gonna get a ticket over there. That is hilarious. I have, you know what? That's crazy because I've never been like that. Like, especially even like in a public setting. But hey, this is 2026, and so fuck it, we gotta be brave and charismatic and go after the things that we love. Ooh. Hey, shit, man. Well, I'm in California, so if you're in California, then we're both in California. Um, Shit, man. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and message you, and then we'll go ahead and get to talking, and we'll get to see what we can do about meeting up. And then when we do, we're gonna go ahead and go live like this, and that way people can get the idea of what kind of person I am. But at the same time, I want them to be tuned into the progress that is made through all of this cooking and all of this people building. Because luxury meat warriors, yes, it's about meat, it's about cooking, it's about cast irons and a theology built behind it. But the main point of the luxury meat warriors, as is apparent in my expression, is to make you more confident in yourself, make you more self-sovereign, make you more skillful, and also make you more charismatic and confident enough to be able to go out there and tackle the challenges that you have in life with such nonchalance that no matter what negative thing happens, you're just like, cool beans. So if you too are in, I guess, the market for doing the same thing, then we definitely have to meet up. At least get a call in before we meet up too, because I really do want to go ahead and chit chat and do all that stuff, and maybe plan a date, plan a cookout of some kind at like the park, or maybe up in the mountains. That would actually be pretty fun. But we do got to watch out with those ticks, though. We do got to watch out with the ticks. Okay. Also, I will say this: if you eat cinnamon, or at least start incorporating cinnamon into your diet, and also peppermint, all of those oils will actually mix into your skin, and it'll be a natural tick repellent. So, for instance, me and Papa, we've been eating cinnamon with our steak, so it can have that good crust. For him, since December, late December, if I'm not mistaken. So what, almost 6 months now, and I've been doing it for like 2 years now, almost. So I don't think any ticks would get on me. Although, knock on wood, right? Actually, hold on. Knock on real wood. So, there's that. We're gonna have to go ahead and talk about that. Maybe plan something out. And if you live in California, hell yeah, that's oh, excuse me, that's awesome. We're definitely gonna meet up, even if I have to walk 1,000 miles. Or even if I have to take a Greyhound up there, or rent a car, or something. Find some mode of transportation to get up there. Oh yeah, for reals? Okay, all right. You do that, and also, you know what? So as I was mentioning to you guys when I was cooking, look at it. This is the Butcher Block conditioner that I have, and I've been needing to sand it down. I'll go ahead and show you guys too. So there's 3 different ways to go ahead and sand it down. But the first is to start off with 80 grit, and then move your way up into the next grit, which I believe is 120 or 150, one of those, 180. And then the next one after that is 220. Yeah, I think it's 220. And so my idea is rough grit, medium grit, go ahead and wet it, and then hit it with the 220 after that. And that board should be ready for conditioning, which is where that comes in. Okay. And then, okay. Don't feel collaborating because of your age, even if your parents are there, but I do appreciate the offer, but I can't help through videos. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, okay, so yeah, you figure out like what you want to do with that, how you want to do with that. Just let your parents know that the invitation is on the table there for you guys to collaborate, or for you guys to at least get into contact with me, and we can share ideas and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I get the idea that there's a person that's on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. They might still not be trustworthy, right? Or as much as they might say that they are, they might not be. So that's something that has to be shown through action as opposed to words. So that's where I sit. The offer is there. The offer is on the table. Okay, offer on the table. And if they bite, they bite. If they don't, they don't. But that doesn't prevent us from still being able to communicate here online and pass on ideas of steak, knife handling, specific cutting boards that could be used, etc. Different ways to season pans, different ways to condition cutting boards, what kind of cutting boards to go after, etc., all of that stuff. And also, shortly, here within probably the next week or so, is when I'm going to get this website up. I'm going to get my store up, and then from there, I'll have gear and utensils with the Luxury Meat Warrior logo. I have to get in touch with the cast iron makers, the manufacturers, and find out what I can do to get a cast iron from them with the Luxury Meat Warrior logo. And I wish I had a picture printed out already, but I don't. So I'm going to have to go ahead and take that out and post that up onto the channel. Because right now it's just me in a suit. And yes, I guess if works, it fits, because being a business owner really does fit in with the suit persona. But I don't know. I feel like I need a different picture and something that has the business logo on it. I'll have the business logo as a small picture, and then my picture in a suit as the background. Or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean, I have so much social media. I have YouTube. I have 2 channels on YouTube. I have TikTok. I have Instagram. I have Facebook. And just running all that by myself, it's just way too exhausting. So I try to hop onto what I can, which right now is TikTok and YouTube. And that gives me the ability to actually spread the word. Sometimes I'll post up on Instagram too, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do all of that. And I don't know, maybe here in the future, I might have somebody to be able to handle my social media accounts, or to handle the recording, or to handle editing. Because right now, like, I can do editing, but I'm not very good at it. Oh, okay. Go ahead and make a logo, and then I'll go ahead and send you my logo, and then we can see how we can mix both of those together. There's a lot of other symbolism that I want to mix into the logo as well, but I think I might just keep it simple. And my idea was a bull, right, with horns, and then below it, a figure eight. Well, an infinity sign. Yeah. You know what? Once I finish here shortly, I'll go ahead and send you a copy of it. That way, I can give you an idea. Now, the reason why is because that same logo is going to be put on jewelry. I already have the CAD specs for different types of rings, right? So a 77 ring, a 66 ring, an 88 ring, a 42 pendant with the rose quartz in it, and I'll just show you guys something real quick since I've already finished eating. Actually, you know what? Let me get some water real quick. I also got to get the idea for that pendant, like a visual. But I was in the process of tumbling stones, right? It went through all 4 stages, except for one stage. I probably should have had it for a little bit longer. I did 1 month total, 1 week in each stage. And these are the rocks that ended up coming out. After I was done with them. So this one right here, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I do believe it's it's not a serpentine. Serpentine is a lot more darker than this, right? But there's that one and this one. As you can see, they both have the same color and they both have the same hue, more or less. So I'm guessing that these both come from the same location. However, I did find out that this one might actually be like a malachite of some kind, or some type of yeah, I think it might be like a malachite or something. And they're really smooth too, really smooth. It's just they need to be polished. So I need to get some more polishing stuff and do that. These are actually ones that I found. Actually, the majority of these I found. This is another one that I found. I believe that this is a granite, if I'm not mistaken. But this is very smooth too. Fantastic rock as well. Then I have other ones like this rose quartz. I also have another rose quartz in here somewhere. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I actually have 3 of them. Let me see. Pink. 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 Yeah. So all of these 3 are rose quartz. And these ones are all nice and soft too. It's just, if you really take a close look, these edges right here, they need to be removed. So for these ones, especially the ones that have like little crevices in them, I need to put them in again so that they can get polished. Oh, one thing I want to show you guys, because this one's oh, excuse me. Let me go ahead and take my plate over there, and I'll put the samba oelek into the fridge. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. So these are twin stones, okay, guys? This right here is what it looked like when I first got them. As you can see, very sharp, very pointy, And believe me, these edges will cut you fast. Let me see. I'll just show you guys right here. Okay. You guys see that? Hold on. Let me go ahead and put it down. I'm going to go ahead and use this edge right here. Look at that. If that was your skin, it would have... See, if that was your skin, you would have already been cut. I actually cut myself a couple times with it. But yeah, this is what it first came like when I found them. And this is what it looks like after it's been tumbled for a month. So as you can see, edges are rounded out, whereas over here, they're very, very sharp. And then on top of that, if you take a look at the color, you can actually see a nice little reflection. Not as reflective as this one, but it does have its own like smooth shine to it. Once I polish this one, then it'll actually gleam. Now I kept this one like this because I wanted to show people an example of what happens when you tumble a rock for a whole month. These are twin brothers right here. So if I was to tumble this one, I would imagine that it would crack right here. And it would become 3 stones total instead of 2. So that's why I leave this one as it is. Some other ones, this is why they need to be polished, is because this one's a tiger's eye. But you wouldn't know it until you actually take a close look at it. Let me see. I know I have... Is it this one? This one's actually a really cool one. This one right here specifically is I totally forgot. How could I forget? Oh, there it is. I was looking for this one, but I think I had like seen it and I totally didn't even realize it. But this one here, this is actually what serpentine looks like. You see these little lines and stuff like that? Where it looks like 2 little squares right there? These lines specifically have to do with the deposit that is inside of that stone. The different minerals and stuff like that pass through those stones. Hey, you know what? It doesn't even matter the subs, man. If I was cloud chasing, yeah, sure. But yeah, I ain't even worried. I ain't even worried about it. And also, that being sharper than my knife, bro. You're spot on. You're spot on that one. Oh man, I just got baked. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh no. Oh man. Oh man, I got baked from Papa. I need to sharpen my knife, okay? I can't be having that on my live channels, okay? He said this stone right here, it's sharper than my knife. Yes, exactly, and he's not lying, okay? This stone right here, he said it's sharper than my knife. Hey, you know what? I might actually try that. Because this kind of does remind me of like an arrow flint, you know? Just chip it off to the side right here and then like tie the string and you can shoot it as an arrow. But you're funny, man. You're funny. that is that is hilarious. That is freaking hilarious. This guy said that my rock is more sharper than my knife. That's crazy. That's crazy talk, man. Mm. But you know what though? Barry inside the fridge, he agrees with you, man. Yep, cooked. Exactly. About as cooked as that piece of Gary we had tonight. I mean Barry. But yeah, so I need to see what the what it's like out there. I wonder if it's windy. Yeah, it is, but it doesn't really matter. I probably won't even be out there for too long anyways. But yeah. Hi little pups. What you doing, huh? Huh? What you doing? What you doing, Mr. Pups? What you doing? Come here. I want you guys to meet Papa. This is Mr. Papa. He's the head of the luxury meat or luxury meat doggers, okay? All right, Mr. Pups? Say hi say hi. Say hi over here. Say hi. That's him saying hi, guys. Hey. Be careful with that. Okay? Be careful. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Liana. Yes, he is. He's a very, very big cutie. Look at him. Look at him. You know, he used to be smaller than this. And since he came to stay with me, bro gained like 20 pounds. Like, look at him. They told us he was a Chihuahua. They said this guy right here was a Chihuahua. This is not a Chihuahua. This is a monster. This is a monster right here, okay? Oh, now he wants to play. He wants to play. All right. Bro, this fool is strong too. Especially if I start telling him that he's weak, he starts pulling harder. Watch, look at it. All right, I'm gonna move my computer over so you guys can see. All right, Papa, grab it. Ah. Okay, there you go. Go ahead. Pull it, Papa. Ah, come on. Don't tell me you're weak like that. Don't tell me you're weak like that. Don't tell me you're weak. I'll hold it with 2 fingers. 2 fingers. Come on. Come on. Pull. Oh. Pull. Pull. There you go. Keep pulling. I'll grab it some. Oh, shit. Oh, he is pretty strong. I'll tell you that. You know what? Let me move you guys over here real quick. And I'll show you guys just how strong he can be. All right. So which one do we get? You want that one? You want to play with that one? Which one do you want to play? That one? Which one? Which one, pups? Which one you want to play with? Bring me a toy. Give me a toy. Give me a toy. Bring me a toy. Which toy you want to play with? Which toy you want to play with? Bring me a toy. Whichever one. You want your bone? This bone? The ball? The rope? Which one you want, pups? Which one you want to play with? Play with the rope? Yeah. Oh, you made me bleed again, Papa. Alright. Hold on, let me wash my hands. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my see, I can't even use my left arm though. Okay. If that's the case, then I can go ahead and use that last glove that I have. Then again, I don't really need to. But I will need to grab this. I'm gonna just wrap it around my finger as a bandage for now. Yeah, this is the finger that got poked for the donation today. So that's why it bled very easily there. But here. Pull it, Papa, pull it, pull it. Pull it, Papa, pull it. Pull it. You're weak. You're weak, Papa. You are a weak doggers. Weak doggers. Weak doggers. You're so weak, Papa. You're so weak. Pull it, pull it. Pull it. If you can't rip it out of my donation arm, that's weak, Papa. That's weak. Okay? That's weak. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Pull it, Papa. As you can see, very, very strong. He's a very, very strong dogger. Yep, exactly. He was like, what? You calling me weak? Let me show you what a dogger can do. And so, yeah. You know, along with helping humans to gain their sovereignty, to gain their self-worth, to gain their autonomy, and become more sovereign in themselves, I'm also doing that with pets too. That's why when it comes to Papa, he is the head of the luxury meat doggers because he is the example that's going to be set for the world, and more specifically when it comes to pets in general. You see, he had almost died once too. And I had to rush on over to Brawley. Right now I live in El Centro, so I had to find some way to rush on over to Brawley. And then from there, we actually took him to the vet out here in Imperial. And I remember when they told us that the bill was $600. Yeah, it was a lot, but at that point in time, I had gotten a surprise pay. So that money, as it came in, was used to get this guy treated. And so after that, we found out that he had pancreatitis and I think liver failure. And we nursed him back to health, basically. And then from there, he got in trouble, and then he got sent to a shelter for I think like 27 days. And then from there, he came to live with me since he couldn't live over there anymore. And yeah, so ever since then, I've been training him and doing all sorts of cool stuff. So here, let me show you guys a little something with him because I think you guys will like this. All right. This is the power of treats. And this is what happens when you have the ability to train your dog properly. All right, Papa. We're going to do some good boy things, okay? All right. Brand new bag of treats, too. Okay. Up. Good boy. Up. Sit. Up. No. Up. Good boy. There we go. All right. Lay. Good boy. All right. Ready? Speak. Speak. Tell me you want it. Tell me you want it. Tell me you want it. Speak. Louder. Speak. Speak. Good boy. See? Little Papa. And the reason why he's going to be the example is because, when it comes to training, a lot of people like to send their dogs to train with other people, not even realizing that the process of training their dog actually trains them too. So me training Papa how to behave, how to act around people, how to be nice and calm, how to be loving and caring, is actually going to teach me to do the exact same thing. And it's just one of those things that what we think we're doing to something else, we're actually also doing it to ourselves too. And so, hey, Papa, they told you good job. Let's see. I've been into the Ridgeland Farm Beagles lately. Tried to spread the word. They were experimented. Oh, you know what? That right there, I heard about something like that. And my knife is more like a spoon. Oh, you got jokes, huh? You got jokes. All right. That's funny. He really said that. That's funny. That is hilarious. But he's not wrong though. My knife does really feel like a freaking spoon. Sometimes I'm even wondering how it's still cutting. But I don't question it. I just give thanks that it does. Like a flat spoon. Oh, geez. I'll show you a flat spoon, okay? Oh, that's too funny. So when it comes to a lot of the different stuff with Luxury Meat Warriors, especially with Papa and the Luxury Meat Doggers, it's meant to help give you guys charisma, to help inspire you guys, and to help you guys to really look for those skills within you that you know you have, that you know you can use, but that maybe you don't use because maybe you don't have full confidence in your abilities that you have that are given to you. So that's what I hope to draw out of you. Or that's what I seek to draw out of you, I should say. I almost got that mixed up there. And so I have to go ahead and get ready for bed because it's 2:26, and I have a meeting with the VA here at about 10:30, if I'm not mistaken. And I know these activities are not good for my insomnia course. I mean, my insomnia group that I'm in and all of that stuff, but If the doctor was like, "Hey, why have you been going to sleep late?" I'd be like, "Take a look at the date that I went to sleep late, and then take a look at the video that's on my page that's associated with that." And they're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, yep." And I'll be like, "Yeah, doctor, there it is." Butter knife. Yeah, I've had sharper butter knives. Shit, I might actually have better luck using one of these than to use that. But that's why I plan to sharpen it though. I really do want to sharpen it with the whetstone though. Like not those knife sharpening thingies that everybody's used to. Nah. I want to sharpen my shit like it's like a samurai. Like I want to be able to just sit here and just or put it right here on the table and just and then anytime you guys have questions and stuff like that, I can go ahead and answer them. So yeah, exactly. There was one that I was going to get from Walmart. I believe it was like how much? I think it was like between $14 and like $24, if I'm not mistaken. It comes with like a 12-piece kit or an 18-piece kit. One of those. I think the basic one only comes with like the stones and the I think it's the stones and the base. So it's like the stone, the rubber portion that goes between the stone and the base, and then the base. And that's the most basic one. You can get that for like $10. What kind of rock do you use? I'm curious on that. Because I've heard of other people that also use rocks as well, like rough rocks. Yeah. Okay. Now, what kind of rock though? Does it is it like a granite rock? I mean, obviously, it has to have some type of hardness to it, right? Like a 6 on the Mohs scale, 7 on the Mohs scale. Generally, just something that's harder than steel. I mean, than that metal, right? Because I thought about doing that. Granite? Okay, perfect. Yeah. I was gonna say, and then that stone should be perfect for me, but no, that's a round stone. I've already tumbled in and all that, so yeah, no, I wouldn't be a good one. And yeah, I wonder if sandstone or limestone would be something good. Then again, I have to look at their hardness on the Mohs scale in order to be able to see. Generally, I would have to find out what kind of metal that knife is made from, and then find something that's technically harder than that. Very flat, yeah. I know. There is I don't know what it's called, but it's like it's like its own stone, and you use that to sharpen up the stones that you're actually using to sharpen knives. It's a stone sharpening stone, or a stone flattening stone. Stainless steel, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. All right. Well, I think at this point in time, I should probably get myself ready for bed. Because I do want to wake up early and get a couple things cleaned up before Jason comes through. And if possible, I want to print out some stuff. I don't remember where I have my tape. I have to go find that. But then I want to start pasting various different things of astrology. And then I'm going to get this wall ready for a quilt that my stepmom's going to make me. And then I also have to get my living room ready for some furniture because My parents say that they need to get rid of some furniture that they've had, and so they can clear the room. And that furniture is obviously going to come over here with me. So, a blessing. That's a blessing for sure. I mean, I've been wanting to do it, but then I've been so ensconced in getting the business up and getting the license and basically all of the different components to be a legal entity here in the state of California. And so, yeah, I've been very, very hard at work with that. Walking, making content, walking papa, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah. And I'll just continue to do that too. But if I can meet up with all of you guys and stuff like that, then that'll be perfect. That'll be like the cherry on top, you know? So, yeah, if you guys want to meet up, like Ileana was saying, go ahead and, I don't know, make it known, let me know. I mean, I do have it in mind to be able to drive to each of the different cities that you guys exist in and do cookouts and stuff like that. With Ileana, it's a little different. She's added like 20 million likes to this current live here on TikTok, and yeah, I mean, she made me fall in love with her. Let's just say that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this live here. Ileana, you know what? Let me go ahead and add you. I don't know if I have you, so do I have you? Okay. You know what? I can add you as a moderator. Cool. Let's do that. Let's add you as a moderator. Cool. Awesome. Let me see it. Can I go to your profile? No, I can't go into your profile from here. So, yeah, I'll have to go ahead and get into your profile here after I end the live. And I'll go ahead and send you a message letting you know, just a little bit about myself. And maybe we can get the chit-chatting on there and all of that. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then we'll figure out everything else from there. Yeah, and no problem. I mean, you are the number one fan as well, and I've noticed that on a lot of the previous TikToks that I went live on, you've also shown up and you've also given likes as well. So, thank you for your viewership. Thank you for your follow. Thank you for all these likes. And I mean, for me, there's nothing better than having at least one person that likes things, Like Dino over here. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's see if I can do that, Dino. I'll go ahead and add the moderator over here on this side. There you go. Okay. Yes, you're a managing moderator now. So, cool. Perfect. So now we got my moderator over here on YouTube, and then I got my moderator over here on TikTok. You guys are freaking awesome. I mean, what else can I say? Like, really, I like to do these things, but you guys give me that extra oomph to go the extra mile. So with inspiration like that, yeah, I mean, it as it is already, Lakshmi is forever, so I ain't never gonna quit. But at the same time, this just furthers it further. Like, Even if I was to pass on and like come reincarnate as another person, I'm that next person is probably going to be a luxury meat warrior too. So I'm the goat. Ha! Well, thank you. And also, that's funny that you mentioned that because I'm a Capricorn. So naturally, I'm a mountain goat, billy goat, little billy goat legs climbing up the mountain. But yeah. Um, it's already 2:37, so I'm gonna go ahead and end these lives here. I do want to wake up early. I'm probably gonna get up maybe 8:30, and then from there, I actually have two things that I can use to wake myself up. I have this right here, Screaming Energy. You're a Scorpio, Puerto Rican from New York City. Oh, wow, that's interesting. That is that's quite a mix right there. Now a Scorpio, interesting. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Because I can give you a little bit of a Hellenistic astrology reading. You're an Aquarius, huh? Pinning stuff, I'm not exactly sure. Um, I'll look into that. I'll find out how we can pin stuff because I've been wanting to pin stuff too, and I haven't really had the chance to be able to look into it. And then Ileana, if you're a Scorpio, '59. Okay. Well, let me. Actually, you know what? I already have. Yes, I already have a picture. Where do I? No, I don't know if I have that picture. But okay. So at 59, okay. Hold on. I need to draw myself a chart so that I can go ahead and. Okay. You get off my finger. Okay, that. Seventh house. Second house. Third house. Fifth house. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Nope. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 59. Okay, so Ileana, right now it's an 11th house perfection year for you. The 11th house for you, if we start you off with your Scorpio energies as the first house, which would be the first house that starts pretty much everything, it's the house of Aries. Scorpio, Libra, Virgo. That means you have Virgo in the 11th house, which makes me think that with all of this, you're looking at me very closely. But I don't feel like I'm the only one that you're looking at closely. I feel like you're analyzing a lot of the different creators that are out there that are making things, and you're analyzing their connections. You're analyzing how they connect to the public, right? And with that Virgo energy in the 11th, you have Libra in the 12th. I feel that through that Scorpio first house energy and the Virgo 11th house energy, with that Libra being in the middle in the 12th, I feel like what you're doing is you're analyzing the energies of a person and analyzing the energies of the connections that you have around you, right? Now, this is actually something that's supposed to be happening now, because last year for you, before this past birthday that you had, you were in the process of building up your reputation, building up your career, or maybe making moves towards your career. But your social standing, your standing among others, and things like that, you would have been in the process of like making a name for yourself in some way, shape, or form. Okay. So that Libra energy in the 12th, the best way to go about relationships and understand how those relationships function is by really taking a look at the connections that you have. Now, actually, I feel that this is something that maybe you don't know yet, or maybe you already know it. And knowing you, you probably already had that feeling as well. All of these interactions with all sorts of different people, because that's what's going to be happening in an 11th house year, is you're going to be seeing a lot of people. You're going to have a lot of acquaintances. What you learn from them is going to help you once you have your next birthday. Because in a Libra 12th house perfection year, the 12th house being about the things that we don't really see, but the things that we have to dissolve within ourselves in order to come to a certain belief system that we're going to be carrying off into that next year thereafter. It's almost like not necessarily stopping to smell the roses, but more along the lines of stopping to see who you are specifically. And once you actually do that, what ends up happening is in the 12th house, the perfection year asks for you to really take a look at everything that you believe and everything that has happened to you in the last 12 months. So since you're in your 11th house perfection year, you've already gone through 10 years of a lot of different stuff. Since 2016, this cycle, and let me see, if you're 59, since you were 47. Yeah. And there is going to be a big shift going on too. Just the fact that right now you have Saturn in Aries, we're being told, take a look at one specific thing and make it work. And so what I did was I formed Divination Nation LLC. Of course, I have Luxury Meat Warriors underneath it. Yes, I was going to bed, but I'm going to go ahead and give her this reading. And then from there, I'll go ahead and be getting into bed myself. Now, if we have Scorpio here, then we have Sagittarius, and we have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. Capricorn is your third house. What I'm drawing from that, especially since we have who is it? Mercury? No, it's Mars traveling opposite of Capricorn. That would be in your, let's see, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. That would be in your 9th house. The energies of Mars in your 9th house, they make you want to travel, right? They make you want to see the world. They make you want to learn more things about the world and learn more things about yourself in the process of doing all of that. Next year, as I said, it's the year where you're going to take everything that you've learned, not just in this year, but in the last 10 years along with that. And that's going to forge your belief system moving on into, well, if we're in 2026 and you're a Scorpio, that means your birthday is in November or December, which means that your birthday is actually coming up here soon enough in the next couple of months, which means that you're going to be 60 at that point in time. 60. 60 is going to be a 12th house perfection year, yeah, of course. And that would be what, 2027? So by 2028, you would have come to a realization of everything that you've been going through, everything that you've done, what worked and what didn't work, ways that you healed yourself, ways that you didn't heal yourself, ways that you valued yourself, and ways that you let other people take away that value from you. And so with all of that, and especially if you're extremely aware, the next year is actually going to be very good for you. Very good. It's one of those, it's going to be one of those years where a lot of different stuff is illuminated. Mostly in your relationships, right? Your acquaintances, your friendships, maybe even intimate relationships, but for sure, there's going to be a lot of information shared from there. Now, 12th house, you might have the feeling of like wanting to talk to a lot of different people, but with the 12th house, it's labeled as a house of undoing. It's one of those things where like you're basically going to untangle whatever knots you have in your life and basically get rid of them or move away from them. And let's see, read this out loud. Goes up to Dino Grade 205 in YouTube. Thanks for the clout. Who is excited for the brand line? Oh, well, I am for sure. Let's see, you talk to a lot of people, but don't get too close. Yeah, see, that's actually the Scorpio energy that's playing itself out. Now, if I was to take a look at the rest of your chart, I would be able to see why that's so. So here in some point in time, we got to go ahead and link up, and that way I can take a look at your chart and all of that, and you don't have to share your information to the rest of the world and stuff like that. So I actually just gave a reading to somebody earlier as well, and they said that it was perfectly spot on. I was actually looking at their astrology chart too, so explaining it, and yeah, they were going through some tough times as well. Parents had died and stuff like that. So, I did what any other divinator would do, and I gave them information as to what's going on in this time frame and why it's going on and what the purpose of it is. And well, she already knows that my readings are extremely accurate, but also life-changing. So whenever one comes in, she basically sits at the edge of her chair. And Ileana, yes, I help out a lot of different people too. So I feel like we can do good things together. And we should try. We should try, for sure. Okay, so now 2:50, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I really do got to get to bed, all right, guys? Dino, yes, I'll be coming up with the logo here. I'll be coming out with it here soon enough on either one of these channels, probably both of them, probably Instagram as well, maybe even Facebook. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out the logo and then start letting people know what I plan for the future. And that way, once I have the store set up, I'll give you guys a link, or actually I'll have the link in the descriptions and stuff. And then you guys can pick up whatever you need. Cast irons, aprons, oven mitts, whatever. I still have to go through that list, but I'll figure that out. Okay, perfect. So we have a link to Dino if you guys are interested in cooking, baking, smoking, stuff like that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but If not, it's youtube.com/@DinoGray205. And you guys can go check out his content and see what he's got going on over there. And yeah, let's build a community together, guys. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, no problem, no problem. Moving into, look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. Right as I finish with Ileana's reading, look who shows up again. Thermo Bro. Right at 77. I tell you, man, that energy, that spirit, whatever that thing is. One, it loves bacon. And two, it always just shows up silently. Doesn't even announce itself. I can show you guys like hundreds and hundreds of pictures of where I caught it at 77 on thermostat, on my phone, license plates, billboards, receipts, other people mentioning other things about like thermostats, or also mentioning numbers like 77 and stuff like that. And so it's crazy. But anytime I see 77, we're just perfect. So with that, you know what, Thermo Bro? Yeah, I'm actually glad that you showed up, because that's a perfect way to end it. That is a perfect way to end this live. Thermo Bro says, all right, guys, temperature is perfectly set. There's nothing to worry about. Yep, 77, my friend. Thermo Bro at 77. You got Solar Bro at 88. You got Lunar Bro at 66. You got Fountain Bro at 42. You got Folder Bro, right? He's the one that helps me to organize all of these receipts for all the content that I make. And he's the sigil of 114. Then we got Happy Bro, who sits at 99. Then we got Voltage Bro at 100. We got Power Bro at 144. And we got Ball Bro, 51 or 5051 or 5152, one of those. And what else? What other bro do we got? Pivot Bro. So when you need to change your plans, you pivot. He's 311. We got Alignment Bro at 11. We got Bro Thought Lemieux at 33. And then we got Pillar Bro. He's actually a dual number sign. A dual number energy, 76. But he's also 444 as well. So it's very interesting. Also, if you guys have been seeing angel numbers, let me know. I can go ahead and give you guys information as to what those angel numbers are actually providing for you in the time that you see them. Other than that, I will be posting more videos and stuff like that. Not just of cooking, not just of sitting here and chatting with you guys, but also angel numbers, tarot cards, all of that. Well, I don't call them angel numbers. I call them confirmation numbers. All right, go to bed. Yes, I am going to go to bed. But real quick, just so that you guys can see, I got the Pot Tarot. This, I use it as a clarifier. And then I actually have two different decks. This one right here is my Seeker's Answers deck. You got a lot of different stuff. And these are cards that I made about 2 years ago. Right? These ones, they explain a lot just by the picture themselves. But on the back, they also have words. So when you speak about the open door, right, It's talking about walking through that open door. And it's vibrant, it's creative, and it's passionate, right? When you're going from one location to another, one place or another, there's a certain sense of excitement. Oh, thank you, Eliana. Stepping into purpose, opening to opportunity, and inspired. Yeah, how funny that this card right here is one of the ones that pops out for us to take a look at. Because I feel like there's doors opening for all of us. So in some way, shape, or form, we all have doors that are opening for us. Look at, we also have the closed door. So notice anything different about the closed door and the open door? Yep. So in the open door, this room is actually the other side. And once you open this door, yep, exactly. And once you actually come from this blue, kind of, I guess you could say, calm and collected manner, and you go into the open door, which is the next room thereafter, then what ends up happening is you start to see life as more vibrant. You start to see things as more passionate. And see, here, I'll go ahead and show you guys the back of this one too, because it's pretty interesting. So right here we have open opportunity has passed, situation slash event completed, dead and gone, or cold and depressive, right? So if something is cold and depressive, you want to move on from that, right? And if we look at it from this perspective here, we have vibrant, creative, and passionate versus opportunity that's passed. Or rather, we could say that opening to opportunity is opening to that opportunity before it passes, all right? Stepping into purpose. And once you step into purpose, that situation and that event can complete itself so that the next stage can happen. Being inspired actually is its own thing. Dead and gone, cold and depressive, that can actually be the opposite of stepping into your purpose. So if you don't step into your purpose, you're going to stay stagnant. If you stay stagnant, then you're going to be hating life. It's just that simple. So if you want to imagine what it's like, this is what you can imagine. This is the open door, or this is a room once the door is open, and this is the other room. All it takes is to open that door and to walk through. A lot of people don't do that because they're too depressed or some other thing. But yeah, so this deck here is actually really cool. Does explain a lot even just by itself, and then usually the readings always follow something like that. This deck here is my everything deck. It's known as the Chosen Ones deck. This one specifically, I believe, has 100 and I think it's like 104 right now, and I need to do at least another 36 more to make it actually 36, 30, another 40 if I'm not mistaken, in order to make it 144. So with this one, we have different cards, right? Someone wants to devalue you, love you to the moon and back, group activities. So things are better when others who also take interest join in, right? Explore your options, point to prove. Okay, right? Now notice that this okay is not filled in. That's more of like a okay. And yes, I am going to go to bed at some point, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys some of the products that are actually going to be out on the store too. I need to get myself into sitting down and making the rest of these cards, but I make cards when I'm intuitively drawn to do so. and I've been feeling the tug, but I haven't yet felt the that ignition spark. And it's because I have all these other things going on that first need to be addressed before I can actually do that. So, I'll keep you guys updated on these tarot cards, and as soon as I finish them and I have them published, I'll go ahead and put them onto the TikTok store. But I'll also have it on the store on my website too. On that, I will be talking to a business expert over at Bank of America again after I get my website up, so that they can go ahead and get my payment systems and all of that set up as well. And then from there, I'll let you guys know. I'll put the links up and stuff like that. And maybe over here on YouTube, Dino can pin it, and then over here on TikTok, we can have my moderator Ileana go ahead and essentially, put out information every now and again. So, with that, I will go ahead and end these lives here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your likes, your shares, subscribes, follows, all of that stuff. And I'm hoping that we can all help to lift each other up, create community together, and get this luxury meet warrior thing out to the world, because I feel like there's a lot of people that can benefit from it. And if you guys agree, go ahead and follow, hit that like button, do all that stuff, all right? Yes, please promote it on your YouTube, and I'll go ahead and take a look at some of your shorts, your videos, and stuff like that, and then I'll go ahead and give you a shout out on my page as well. All right, so this is the end of this live. I am going to go ahead and get this done. Take Papa for his quick little walk. He's here with us. And yeah, and then get myself to bed. So, with that being said, thank you guys for being here. As always, stay safe, stay meaty, and stay 10 stakes ahead. I'll catch you guys later on the next one. And good night to you, Ileana. Have a very good night. Don't worry, I'll be messaging you here shortly before I go to bed as well. And that way we can, switch some information and stuff like that. Like, I'll give you my number or something like that, and then we'll go ahead and text, So, other than that, yeah, you guys take care, and I'll catch you all another day. Yeah. Dino over here, he's saying that I'm getting rizzy. Yeah, he's not wrong. Like, just like he wasn't wrong that my knife is dull, and that this rock can probably cut the meat a whole lot better than my knife. I think he's, you know what? I think you're my truth totem. You're my truth totem, Dino. All right? All right, so remember, if you guys want to go over to his channel, www.youtube.com/@DinoGray205. Is there anything else besides the H? Yeah, because it's showing it cut off. It's not actually showing it like in its full thing. Okay, well, yeah, at DinoGray205. That's DINOGRAY205. So if you guys are interested in pretty much the same stuff that you're interested here, go ahead and check that channel out. Go ahead and check him out. Give him a follow. Give him a subscribe, a like. All of that. And yeah, come on. Let's help build community for all of us. All right. And the more we build community, the stronger we are. So let's do that. All right. I'll be the leader. I'll step up to the podium, and we'll make this shit happen. All right. You guys take care, and I'll catch you later.